my name is Samson. I'm the co-founder of Open Energy Labs. And what we're trying to do is empower people in Africa to build renewable energy supplies. So yeah, if you can go to the next slide. So what we're trying to build is universal access to electricity across the continent. But what we're doing differently is we're putting education at the core of that, with a particular focus on hands-on learning. We're looking to train about 110,000 students across the continent in the next 5 years. And we've been working very closely with governments to maximize that impact. We've got an amazing team with backgrounds in teaching, design, and engineering. So what's the problem that we're trying to solve? So in sub-Saharan Africa, only 29% of people in rural areas have access to electricity. In some countries, that's dropped down to 11%. And not having access to electricity has a wide range of issues, which means that students can't be doing their homework after dark. Services like mobile phone services are very difficult to access. And so this has actually become an SDG, SDG 7, with a target of 100% electrification by 2030. Now, one of the big barriers to being able to achieve this is a lack of capacity amongst young people to actually develop these systems. And graduates coming out of schools and universities don't have the skills that are needed by the solar home system market. Now, one of the big problems there is that schools and universities don't have the resources and facilities, which means that those students are missing out on the skills, and the market doesn't have the skills that it needs to grow. So in order to solve this problem, we've developed Energy Makers Academy, which is a mobile learning platform with integrated hardware, which teaches students about electronics, programming, and renewable energy system design. So this is what the product looks like. On the right-hand side, you can see there are hardware platform. So this is actually a fully functioning solar energy system. All you need to do is hook up a solar panel and a battery, and it will then turn that into USB power. We provide this as a kit, so students actually go through this program, they build this for themselves, and all of the learning content is delivered through the app, which you can see on the left. This means that we can drop this anywhere in the world, and we can power education from anywhere. So far, we've trained 150 students, and we have a 5-star rating on Facebook. So students absolutely love our program. It's been life-changing for many of them. And we sell this to technical colleges and universities who actually deliver the program, and we charge $99 per student. So as I mentioned, we've been working closely with a variety of government partners. In Zambia, we've been working closely with the Ministry of Energy and the Ministry of Higher Education. Our product development was funded by Innovate UK, and we've obviously had some fantastic support from the likes of Google and Virgin, as well as some of the leading lights, such as Energy for Impact in the expanding energy access space. Cool, so that's a little bit about us. You can get in touch with me via my email or drop me a message on WhatsApp. Yeah, we'd love to hear any questions that anyone has.
Anything in French? And do you have any contacts with Guinea-Conakry? And also, do you also provide the solar panel and everything else with the 99? Or what do they do next? When they know how to do that, what's their next step?
Fantastic. So we don't have anything in French yet. However, we are applying for funding from Innovate UK to do a large-scale pilot. And part of that will be internationalizing the content. So we're looking at French as well as Portuguese in sub-Saharan Africa, as well as a couple of local languages, more likely in Swahili, and then some Nigerian languages as well. So no contacts yet in Guinea. Would, of course, love any contacts that you might have there. In terms of the solar panel, so what we provide is, depending on the students and the school's needs, we can provide toolkits alongside this. That's a kind of additional extra. Solar panels we have provided, and we can continue to do that. What we've actually found is that solar panels are actually quite widely available in country, and for the costs that we're able to provide the solar panels, it's normally worth it to buy in country, and even more so when it comes to batteries, just because importing and exporting batteries is an absolute nightmare. So we usually leave that to the technical college and the universities to acquire those locally. But again, we can kind of support with that to assess quality and suitability for the board.
Hi, Samson, I have a question. Ricardo here from Switzerland. So it is clear that you are placed in an area of energy that is also a need in that country. But what is expected from the people that graduate from this course? Are they actively able to solve practical problems, and will they get a sort of a degree connected? And are there other areas of problems related to these countries that you would like to address with the same system and approach?
Sure, that's a really good question. So taking your last point first around other things. So what we're teaching are actually quite broad range of skills. So this is the board here, and so we've got a variety of different components. And what we do as we go through the program is actually teach students about those programs, about those components. And so what they learn is actually applicable to a broad range of different skills. So, for example, one group of students that we worked with in a rural area expanded the board to attach a sensor that was monitoring motion. And they used that to detect when elephants and hippos were coming into the field to eat their crops. And they were then using the programming skills that they gained to actually use that to scare away those elephants by turning on a radio and turning on lights. So there's a real kind of broad range of skills. In terms of what they can do afterwards, the board that we've created is actually based on a wide range of different solar energy systems that you can buy in the market. So what we do is that when we go into a new market, we actually open up an existing solar charge controller and make it clear. So you've learned about this bit in our board, it is this bit in those charge controllers. Because one of the big problems is maintenance. A lot of these solar energy systems are made cheaply, they break after a month and no one knows how to fix them. So we're also reducing kind of solar e-waste, which is, a really fast growing e-waste stream. And so by linking it to those existing solutions, they're actually able to solve that. And again, with one of our pilots, we saw something around 65% of students actually use their skills to fix other things in the home. So fixing their kettles, fixing their televisions, using the skills that they've learned as part of the program.